Been selling real estate in San Diego since 2002, and just absolutely love this industry. It's the best industry, and we get to help a lot of people, and that's where right now people need us more than ever to really be the voice of reason. And I've seen some agents out there panicking a little bit and causing some people to get a little nervous, but I think all in all, this is going to work out okay. But in general, you got a lot of people on the sidelines. Obviously, we're shelter in place right now, so a lot of we were instructed to take homes off the market initially, and but now we are deemed essential, which I think you guys in Las Vegas were essential the entire time, right?
Yeah. When did you get deemed essential?
It was the first 2 weeks that we were on lockdown that we were not part of
Yeah.
the initial wave, which I think was probably a good decision. I mean, we needed to kind of pause a little bit and and just kind of see what's happening. And I think now that a few weeks have gone by, what is it, like 5 weeks now in? I think we have a more of a clearer picture of what things are going to look like on the other end of this thing. The whole PPP loan fiasco and all these things, they're going to help some people, but the reality is all of us are going to have to step up and help each other and get through these crazy times. But I do think that there's a lot of opportunity out there for agents to grow their business in the next 12 to 18 months. This is where you see a shift in market share. And so you as an agent out there have a tremendous opportunity to grab some of that market share. But most sellers right now, they're taking a pause, as they should. If they have to sell, then we are doing some virtual tours and things like that. We are starting to show some houses again, and we're doing them virtually. And I think part of the promo for having me here today, you were talking, or you had put in some information about a VA buyer that I'm working with who's actually moving to Las Vegas.
Right.
I was lucky enough to help him out here, and he was already in escrow when all of this started, and so he came to me and said, "I need to sell my house quick." And I'm like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "This is the worst possible time." But we did it with zero showings, absolutely no showings, until we had an accepted offer. We showed it to that one buyer with a touchless showing, and so we had the homeowner open up all the windows and doors and the lights and turn on all the lights. And then he left for the showing. And so the agent just walked right in with his client. They did a quick run through, masks, gloves. And so for right now, that's the new normal. And so I think as an industry, we'll find our new normal once we get out of lockdown. And nice. Got some tunes going
That's
there.
Darren Taylor calling me.
Oh, nice. Very good. Tell Aaron I said hi. So, but I think I think this summer you're going to see a lot of new buyers in the marketplace. That's one thing that I've been noticing a lot. I do a lot of online advertising, Facebook ads, and things like that. And we're starting to see a lot more cash buyers come into the marketplace. And I do think this second half there's going to be a great opportunity for buyers to get a good deal on a property, because they're going to catch some sellers who are motivated and need to sell. Because if you don't need to sell, you probably sit this out for a while, wouldn't you? I mean, if you're
Yeah.
in a house that you like, I think you stay. If you're one thing I will say this is there's going to be a whole nother level of buyers that want to come into the marketplace because they're in quarantine right now and they're realizing they're in a home that just does not fit what their needs are anymore, or it's lacking a lot of things. And so I think you really have to look at your home now and say, okay, can I live here and be here 24/7 for 3, 4 months at a time? And if the answer is no to that, then I think a lot of people will be, coming into the market as a buyer. And this is I am seeing a lot of millennials with their eyes wide open right now too. And I think that's one of the silver linings in all of this is that for so many years we've been complaining about millennials not being able to buy, not having the
Yeah.
money to do it, or it's too expensive. Well, this is a great opportunity for them to, kind of, especially for the ones that have secure jobs. And I think in any market, there's winners and losers. And I think one of the things that I'm teaching my agents is really focus on the winners in this next economy, and see how you can help them take advantage of the American dream. Because we've been dealing with cycles for decades. This is what
Right.
happens. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. It doesn't matter what happens this next 6 months or 6 years. We're going to always ride the waves going up and down, helping people when they need to move into another property. And so again, I think it's just really, it opens up a lot of opportunity. But more than anything, the one thing that I'm really trying to point out to the agents that I work with is now you have a motivated buyer, and what we didn't have before was a motivated seller. Well, I think you have more of a motivated seller now if your house is on the market. I think you're now in a position of saying, okay, I need to be a little bit more agreeable. Maybe I need to lower that price a little bit, or maybe add some value by giving a credit to the buyer. So we've started offering buyer credits too. So, seller to credit buyer $5,000 at the close of escrow, full commissions. We actually have one coming out, an oceanfront property for 3.5% commission to the buyer side. So I think you'll
Wow.
start seeing, that, and the biggest thing that I'm excited about is this is an agent's market. This isn't I'm a social media expert and I'm going to sell a ton of houses. You got to do both, and that's one of the things that I think is really, really important. We have to be problem solvers more than any time ever before. And so I think that's really going to be, the big challenge this coming market. Lenders are going to be a challenge. The whole lending industry obviously has gone up and down over the last few weeks here with a lot of weird things. But the good thing that all of us need to really hang our hat on is that the Federal Reserve seems to be wanting to throw enough money at this thing to make sure that the housing market does not collapse. And
Yeah.
so I think that's a key function that we didn't have back in 2007 and 2008, and that was a different market altogether. I
Yeah.
mean, we were doing fine. Everything was great. We were on track for the best year in real estate ever in San Diego. And then ha, so it's trying times, but we'll get through it. To me, it provides another layer of challenge that some people will look at this and say, oh, it's just too hard. Can't do it. I just can't do it. And they'll go in their little ball and they won't do anything, and they won't make money, and they won't gives more opportunity for new faces to come into our market and help people.
Yeah. Jimmy?
Well, I don't think California is that much different than Las Vegas as far as the psychology that he's talking about between the agents, the sellers, the buyers. If a seller has to sell, they still got to put their house on the market. And the
Yep.
buyers are having a little bit more choice now, because we had the same thing here. Sellers didn't, I mean, they were really controlling the market. We had less than 2 months of inventory on the market, and the seller could say, no, I'll just wait for another offer. The ones that are on the market now. So everything that he said is pretty much mirrored in Las Vegas. We're just a little bit cheaper than San Diego, just a little bit cheaper than San Diego. That's it.
Not so much anymore. I mean, geez, I go online, I see some stuff, and you guys got homes in the millions of dollars now, and I lived in Las Vegas many years ago for 1 year, and I remember going around and looking at all these $100,000 houses. I couldn't believe it. So it's that was many moons ago, back in like 1995, I think, right around there. So.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, you're right. I mean, the psychology is the same everywhere, and the other sad thing about this whole thing is, unfortunately, some families are going to be going through some tough times. With a lot of divorces. I'm already hearing divorce attorneys talk about an uptick in people filing, and these are really tough conditions to have to live in right now, and so. I think the sooner we get back to normalcy and obviously in a safe way to make sure people don't get don't get sick. I think the sooner the better. But I do think there's going to be a pent up demand, and I think this second half of this year, if for the agents who come to work and don't let this, stop you. If you're in your pajamas all day, that's not going to be a good thing. That's going to help you succeed moving forward. You got to get out there, go on that walk first thing in the morning, get your emails done, and start calling people. I mean, this is more of a time than anything, and this is something every agent on my team, I have them calling, and it's really not about how is your housing needs or are you going to buy or sell a home. That's the wrong conversation. It's really about how are you doing? Is there anything I can do for you right now? How are you being affected by this situation? And then just listening. People are bored. They're at home. They're going to remember you for calling and checking in. And you don't have to say, well, hey, let me know if you want to do anything with your house. They're going to let you know. It's like you shouldn't say anything. They will say something to you if they are wanting to do something. If they're not wanting to do anything right now, then don't, don't push it.
Right.
That's the wrong attitude. And unfortunately, I'm seeing some of that out there. Some agents are, getting a little rambunctious, but I think there's going to definitely be a shaking out in the industry though, for sure. I mean, the old ways of doing things, can still work, but we're going to have to really, shift our mindset, and who knows? Maybe there'll be a lot of good out of this. The one thing that we can't do right now in San Diego, or two things, is broker caravans and open houses. Those are two pretty much activities that some people would say they don't need to do, as an agent, don't want to do. Although open houses, I still believe in wholeheartedly. But broker caravans, I could probably do without
Yeah.
that whole thing. It's obviously in this day and age we can't do them with too many people coming and going, unless you do one at a time in the house, which seems a
Yeah.
little
Right.
awkward. But
Yeah. So, Kathy, one of our viewers wants to know, are you seeing less stress on commissions and people asking for discounts in your market?
absolutely, absolutely. I'll be honest with you. I am one to kind of be flexible with the times. I don't want to lose listings. I may make an adjustment here and there, especially if they're buying another property. I want my business is based off of volume. That doesn't mean I do super discounted commissions, but I feel more confident being able to say, no, this is where you need me to be. And as I said, I'm having those conversations with sellers now about a higher commission to the buyer's side, because then that will put their house up there at the top of the list of homes that are being shown. And this is something back in 2007. And this is one of the things that I feel good about knowing, is that I already just, I survived a crash, and I survived it. Not only did I survive it, but I thrived during it. We did a lot of short sales, a lot of foreclosures, and we dealt with a lot of buyers back in between 2009 and 2012. It was tough, but we had to. It was a lot of multiple offers and things like that. But we got good at getting those multiple offers accepted, and so now a lot of those people have been sellers over the last, say 3 or 4 years, and have moved up into bigger properties. And so I think it's just so critical that and more than ever, you may have less opportunities, but you have to get better at converting those opportunities. And I think that's really the big takeaway here. You may have less at bats in this coming market. There might be less buyers and less sellers that really can do it. But we just have to get better at converting those people when we do talk to them, and make sure that we get that business. Otherwise, we're just going to be spinning our wheels and spinning our wheels. But I do think that all of us need to look at this as it's going to be a cleansing period for our industry. 20%, 30% of us are not going to be here a year from now, 2 years from now. And, not to say that's okay. It's not, it's because you never want people to lose their job. But the reality is the people who really love this business, they're going to do really well moving forward, because you love helping people. Doesn't matter if it's tough or not. If
Right.
it's tough, you almost love it a little more. You like the challenge of, like, getting through to the problems to help our clients. And so, so I think more than ever, customer service is going to be reigning supreme. Bye-bye iBuyers, bye-bye
Yeah.
all these other programs, and because, we as real estate agents are deemed essential. So, that's a good thing. And so, I'm excited about what's ahead. I mean, it's, you never want to have something like this happen, but I'm a competitive person. And so I look at this and I say, okay, how can we get out there and compete at the highest level possible and help our clients not lose a ton of money? And that's really the name of the game right now. Our job is to protect their equity. And if we do that, we're going to have referrals for days and months ahead. And, and that's really what it's all about. Going back to less at bats, you got to give higher service and, and make sure you're asking for those referrals. That's going to be a big important part.
Jimmy?
So Ruthie, I have a couple quick questions here. Bobby is singing the song that we've been singing since the start. Go to work and build your skills. And you can't sit home in your pajamas. You got to go to work. You got to go to work and you got to build your skills. And I think that if I ask you, what are you doing?
The tie. Oh my God.
Oh, thanks.
You're the man.
Yeah.
Wearing a tie. I love it.
I'm at the office. I'm at the office.
Good for you.
So what are you doing and when are you doing it and who knows you're doing it? Those are the three questions. What are you doing? When are you doing it? And here's what I mean by that. Monday for me is CEO day. I work on my business, not in my business. Tuesday is TED Talk day. I 30 minutes, I watch TED Talks and I listen to Ted's recommendations. Wednesday is book day. I read a book, 30 minutes once a week. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, 30 minutes once a week, but that's 2 hours a month, which is 24 hours in a year, which is like watching 12 movies. So, and that's 30 minutes one day a week. So my question for Bobby is this, I like several trainers, but we're talking about getting better. If you were somebody that's been, okay, I got some time on my hands, where would I go to get better right now? Is there a coach? Is there a mentor? Is there a trainer that you like, Bobby, that you say, this guy works in San Diego and LA and Vegas? And who would you listen to?
Well, so if I'm in Las Vegas, I'm listening to Ruth Allbrand, of course.
Yeah, there you go.
And Mr. Aaron Taylor, but I think for me, I really like Brian Buffini type of coaching style right now, where it's really about just serving. So I would really spend some time on Brian Buffini. Tom Hopkins is, classic trainer. Tom Ferry's always been a great trainer as well. But, I think for me also looking at Tony Robbins, I mean, mindset is really everything right now. And then, he teaches, your why so much better than everybody else, how to find your why. And so our why is a little different now, isn't it? And so we have to look at, before my why was, well, retirement and all this stuff. And, but now things are like, okay, well, I got to keep the doors open on my business. I want to make sure I'm paying every single person that I need to pay, all my employees, and make sure my team is making money. The whys have shifted a little bit, as opposed to right now it's really survival mode, and we have to be all hands on deck. And I'm not one to work against the grain. So to be honest, when this thing first started, I was very kind of hands off. Enjoy some time with the family. I would send some text messages to friends and family, past clients, just saying hello. I, hope you're safe and hope you're well, and that was it, for 2 or 3 weeks. That, so I got to really spend a lot of good time, and but now it's full go mode, because I think people are in planning mode, and more and more every day I'm getting more and more activity on our website, on referrals and things like that. So I think we're past the hibernation point, and it's really getting out there, talking to your clients, and seeing where people are at. Because if they were looking for a home before, doesn't mean that all of a sudden they stopped looking. That a lot of them are still looking. So
Bobby, go ahead, Jimmy.
Let me just throw this out here. I said, Monday's my CEO day. Tuesday is my TED Talk day. Wednesday is my reading day. I didn't tell you Thursday is my social media day. I'm following Ruthie on social media Thursday, but I'm dedicating Thursday. That's the day I'm going to try to get better across all the platforms she's talking about. And Friday is Brian Buffini day. So Bob, you're talking about a guy we've been preaching since we got on here. Bob,
I love it.
We're doing the Pathways to Mastery on Fridays. That starts at 12, but I'm going to start my Buffini stuff at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Yeah. In
Rick Warren,
2002, he was my first coach. I
yeah.
loved Brian. My first 2 years in the business was all, Buffini, and then I switched over to learning Tom Ferry's system after that. And so, yeah, big believer in Brian.
So
Well,
if you,
and Rick Warren says there's hundreds of books on leadership. There's not too many on being a good servant. So if
Yeah.
we're calling these people, if we're reaching out on social media, if we're really focused on servantship instead of leadership, that would be, and everything that I'm reading and listening to and the coaching that I'm looking at. And I think Tony Robbins is a great suggestion. I got to go back to Tony Robbins and listen to some of his stuff for sure.
yeah, he's really good. Bobby.
Tony changed my life. I really found a lot of, this is probably 15, but I started listening 15, 16 years ago. So he's been a great mentor.
So I want to plug what we're doing, Bobby. Jimmy and I are facilitating the Pathways to Mastery starting Friday is our first day. And Brian Buffini dropped the price from $395 to $195, plus a $30 admin fee for $225. So agents can save $170. So for $225, which is less than $30 a week for 8 weeks of training, your team or anybody across the United States can join us because we're Zooming it. So we have our training center all set up so that the camera can see the screen. We have a huge screen. Have you been to our office yet?
Yep.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So anyway, so everybody that Zooms in will be able to see me and Jimmy facilitate the program for 8 weeks.
I'm on a coaching call. I'll call you back.
And also,
Sorry.
that's okay. And then after that, of course, we're going to continue to stay in touch with the people that take the class so that they don't lose what they learned. And anybody in your team that you want to join, I keep scrolling the website across the bottom of the screen. If they just go there and sign up, they will be able to Zoom in with us from San Diego and learn the skills that Brian Buffini teaches in the Pathways to Mastery. Right, Jimmy?
I'm not only excited about that, I'm excited about the way he's allowing us to send the videos ahead of time. Not only did he drop the price significantly, but he's allowed us to send the videos. So if we send the videos out, I'm hoping Kane can send the videos out on Tuesday. So they have 3 days to watch them. And we know who signed up now. We can send out the orientation video that we watched the other day. We'll send out the orientation video, watch that, it's 1 hour, and then watch the second video, it's number 1 in the series, and watch that video. So Friday when we get together, we can talk about, okay, here's what we should have learned on that video. What did you get from that video? And they can watch it more than once. I've seen the Buffini videos more than once, and every time I watch them, I catch something new. So it's not going to hurt me to watch them more than once either. That's why I'm dedicating all of Friday. Friday morning, I'll watch the video, and then Friday afternoon in class, if I need to, I'll watch the video again.
Yeah. Bobby, how'd you get turned sideways?
Oh, what happened? Let me see here. Hold on.
That was good. That got people's attention. So everybody give us a like here this morning. I think that Bobby's done a great job. Give us a love or a like or a happy face. And I just want to thank, Karen Cachero's here every day with us. Charla, Cammie, Nora Lynch. Hi, Nora. Erin Pearson Mills. She's somebody you know, Bobby.
And Cookie's been here every day. Cookie's been here every day.
Every day. Leslie, hi. Charla. We've got and Kathy Russo, it's always good to see you, and you always have great questions. So thank you, everybody, for watching us today. And Leslie, I don't want to forget anybody. I just am just thrilled that everybody came to see you today, Bobby.
Yeah, no, it was definitely great being here. And, I think, again, the last thing I'll say is just focus on what's going on in your head. Stay off of social media. I see too many agents wasting away on real estate groups. Oh my God. It's just like they sit there all day long making comments and it's like, come on, people, get to work.
Right. Yes.
Stay off of that stuff. If you're going to make comments on your friends and clients.
Exactly.
Posts, not other realtors. Okay.
So Bobby, we have the 555 that we tell everybody to do. go on five clients or friends or fellow agents' sites and leave a comment. Go on 5 and share something that they've written. Go on 5 more and like something that they've said or written or a photo, and then direct message 5 people. So that's 20 touches every day. And at the end of the year, you've done 8,375 communications that are positive and keep your name in front of people. And then if you're going to use social media, we say do a live video, 30 seconds, a minute, and give something of value to people.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot sell on social media. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Yep. And
But here's my closing comment, Ruthie.
Go ahead.
I want to make this closing comment. You don't get in your car and just drive around. You're going somewhere. And that's the problem with social media. It's like getting in the car and just driving around. I'm on all these Facebook groups, like Bobby said. If I'm going to do social media, it's going to be on purpose. Here's my destination. Here's the strategy to get there. I'm taking these roads. This is what I'm going to do. You have to be purposeful with social media. Otherwise, as Bobby said, it sucks up not only your whole day, your whole week.
Yeah.
Be on purpose.
It really does. And for please stop with the political posts too. I mean, come on. You're gonna get 50% of the world hating you just because they disagree with you. Come on, it's enough with the hate. Let's just love each other. You know, be a beacon of positivity. Everybody. That's what we all got to be doing right now.
Okay.
Enough with the BS.
Sounds good.
Well,
Thanks,
Bobby,
Ruthie.
thank you so much. Jimmy, thank you. And Bobby, we'll have you on again as we go through
Always
this.
A pleasure.
As we go through this period. And when are you, let me ask you one quick question. When are you going to be able to get out of lockdown?
I think we have until probably June 1st, in my opinion. Maybe May 15th here in California. They've already said the schools are done for the year, which I think is just, it's a little too early to do that. I feel like let's get the kids back to school at least.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so they've got to build up some immunity to this thing, and you know, they're not dying off of this thing. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's you know, I think people are ready to get back to work here. It hasn't been as bad here. I mean, although, you know, any loss of life is one too many, but you know, we'll see. Hopefully by June 1st, everything's back to normal and we can see a good solid summer and fall. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Bobby and Jimmy. And thank you, everybody. I love you all. And we'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.